Hey everyone, I'm Heba and welcome back. I've been trying out this new foundation that I recently picked up in one of my hauls. It's the new one by Tom Ford and it's called the Soleil Flawless Glow Foundation and it has an SPF of 30. Yeah, I've been trying it out for several days now and I just wanted to share it with you guys what I thought about this foundation and how it worked for me. You get 1 ounce of product in here and it does cost $87. It does come in a pretty frosted glass bottle, and it also comes in a dropper form, which is not the best way of having a foundation. But yeah, it does come in a dropper form, and it's not very sturdy. I'm kind of wondering how long it will take for this to break off. I mean, maybe it will, maybe it won't, I don't know. But, and it will probably get messy too. I wish it did come in a pump, but you know, they didn't ask me. And the foundation is very thin, very liquidy. Let me show you here. So it does have a very thin consistency and it is running down my hand. It does come in 24 different shades. You know, in today's market where companies are pushing out foundations with 30, 40 different shades, but there are also some companies that have foundations with 9, 12, 15 different shades. So this is kind of like your mid-range shade range, I guess you could say. And I picked up 2 different shades, 7.0, which is called Tawny, and 7.7, which is called Honey. And what I'm wearing right now is the 7.7. You can see it's swatched on my arm. 7.0 is a little bit light, and then the next shade up is 7.7. There's nothing in between these 2 shades, and that's pretty much where I need to be. I think more in the summertime it would be more close to 7.7. Let me give you a little information about this foundation. It is a lightweight gel serum foundation with sheer to medium coverage and a satin finish that glows without added shine. We'll get to that in a little bit. It hydrates skin and protects from UV rays and pollution, so it does have the SPF of 30. This oil and alcohol-free formula features a unique moisture complex of red fruit extracts, including watermelon, leche seed, and apple. Pretty good. It's got some good stuff in there. Together, they increase water held by skin cells. The result is immediately supple and hydration-packed skin with a satin finish that glows without added shine. Again, we'll get to that in a minute. This buildable foundation gives skin a healthy-looking, fresh glow and provides protection too. It's also paraben-free, sulfate-free, formaldehyde-free, mineral oil-free, all the bad stuff that's not in there. It's not in there. And it's also made in Belgium. Pretty cool. Now let me let you know about my skin. I am 51 years old, so I have the aging skin. I have wrinkles, fine lines, pores, lots of pores. I have texture. I have melasma spots here on my cheeks and above my lip. Did I say I have texture? Yeah, I do have texture. And I have oily combo skin, you know, in my T-zone. But I also have some dry spots right here and pretty much right here. So I'm looking for a foundation that will look good on my skin. I do like matte foundations. I do like some satin finished foundations. I do like it if it's a glow, but I don't like it if it gives me a wet, greasy kind of glow. I'm also looking for a foundation that doesn't settle in my pores and fine lines and doesn't cake up. You know, I'm not picky. I'm not picky. It's whatever looks good on my skin. I did try this foundation for several days with the 2 shades that I have. I tried different primers, I tried different ways of applying it, and I did some check-ins, and let me go ahead and start showing you those videos. Now, the first time I used it, I tried 7.0 Tawny. And the primer that I used was the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. Let's go ahead and put some on this side of my face. Ooh, that may be a little bit light. Okay. You know, I'm going to use my fingers on this side first. Even though I'm not a big fan of putting foundation on with my fingers, but since this is wow, that is light, a light to medium coverage, I wanted to use my fingers first. Just gonna add a little bit more here, and then I'm gonna use my foundation brush by Sigma. I kind of like the brush application, but it is very light to medium coverage. I mean, I can see my melasma spots right here. So as you can see, after I put it on, it does look wet on my skin. All right, let me put the rest of my makeup on and see how this looks, but it does look kind of glowy, but I don't know if I like it to be this glowy. Yeah. And here's the finished look, and you know, it's not that bad. I do like how light it is, but it does give me a little bit of a medium coverage. You do have to build it up, but I will see how it wears through the day because I did have to powder it down because it was a little bit shiny on me, a little bit glowy. And the shade is kind of working. It may be a tad light, especially since we're going into the summer months. So we'll see how 7.7 works. But I will see how this wears throughout the day and go from there. And after about 5 hours, you can kind of see that it was starting to look a little shiny. The next time I tried, I used the 7.7. And I used the Algenist Anti-Aging Pore Perfecting Primer. And again, I used my fingers for one side and the foundation brush on the other side. I think it does look a little bit too shiny for me. Maybe on the verge of a little bit greasy looking. Especially right here and right here and right here. Yeah, it is a little bit dark. Yeah, it is a little bit darker than my neck and my chest, but hopefully during the summer I can get some color to me. But on my face, I kind of like it. It doesn't make me look gray or ashy. But I just probably need to close my shirt maybe. Is that better? All right, here's the finished look. And I do like the darker shade better on me. I just need to remember to bring it down my neck, or pretty much in the summer I will be this color. It is a little bit glowy on me, which is not bad. I do like it. I just don't want it to be greasy. And I did set it with powder. I set it with the Hourglass. You know, it's the Hourglass powder. I forgot the name of it, but I'll link it down below. And even then, it still, you know, has a little bit of shine right here and right here. And I'm wondering if it's from the primer or not. All right, doing the check-in here. It's been about 6 hours since I've had it on, and it does still look kind of glowy on me. After about 10 hours of wear time with this foundation, it started to come off around my chin, around the lower parts of my cheek, above my lip, on my nose. So this isn't a long wearing foundation. Then I wanted to try using a makeup sponge, and I was a little afraid at first because the makeup sponge usually absorbs the product. And because this is a lightweight foundation, I thought it was just going to eat it up and just not show up on my face, but I was quite surprised. I used the mattifying primer by CoverUpX, and I used the makeup sponge on one side of my face, and I went ahead and used the foundation brush on the other, just to kind of see the difference. Alright, how does this look? I used the sponge on this side and the brush on this side, and then I kind of went over it with the sponge on this side. It still have that glowy, wet look, doesn't it? Alright, let me finish putting the rest of my makeup on, and I probably will put concealer underneath my eyes just to brighten it up a little bit. But yeah, let me finish putting the rest of my makeup on and I'm back. Alright, here is the finished look with using the sponge on this side and the brush on this side. And I do believe that the sponge... Oh, crap, I'm going to start mowing the grass. Okay, let me hurry up. I do believe that the sponge does matte it up a little bit, and I didn't feel that it was soaking up a lot of product. But I do like how it sits on my face. Yeah, you can kind of see the glowiness right there. So far, it is glowy. And I did set it with powder. I set it with the, I believe it was the Peach by Too Faced, the peach powder. I had that and I haven't used it for a while, so I went ahead and used it. And yeah, it's still a little bit glowy here, but this side, it's looking good. Now the color is a little bit dark. I mean, yeah, there is a difference. That's why I'm using this to kind of cover it up a little bit. But I think it will work during the summer. I think the lighter shade, it's a little too light, a little too pale for me. I kind of like applying it with my makeup sponge. It just really sat beautifully on my skin. But as you can see, after several hours, it just looks oily. Now, that being said, I have been using this foundation for several days, applying it different ways, using different primers, and using both shades. I kind of like this foundation, but I kind of don't like this foundation. What I do like about this foundation is that it sits beautifully on the skin. I love how it sits on my skin. It doesn't settle in my pores. It doesn't settle in my fine lines. It's lightweight, and being in this Texas heat, I didn't feel hot and sweaty when I was outside, because with some heavy foundations you can feel hot and sweaty, and it's just not a pretty picture. No. I do like that it gives me a glow, but let's move on to the reasons I don't like this foundation. After about 4 or 5 hours, that's when it starts kicking in, where it looks oily and greasy, where I pretty much look like an oily mess. And I've said it many times with powder during the day, and that's very unlike me because of my texture and my wrinkles. Putting too much powder kind of cakes it up a little bit. So even though I put several layers of powders on my face, several layers of powder on my face, it still gave me that glow. It didn't look cakey. I was surprised that it didn't look cakey. So this is a lightweight foundation, but it still gave me that shine, that oily look. I even paid attention to the types of serums and moisturizers I was applying on my face before I applied the foundation. I like to use oils. There's a couple oils that I really like, and I didn't even use those, and it still makes me look shiny, oily, greasy. It does give me that glow in the beginning. I really like that, but that's after setting it with a couple of layers of powder. But after a while, it does do that. It does give me shine. And also, it does feel a little tacky, even though you set it with powder, and you can kind of feel it on your fingers. Let me get a Kleenex so I can show you. I hope you can see it there. Yeah, it kind of comes off. So yeah, it does transfer to your hands, to your clothes, to your phone. Let's just try it on my phone. Let me clean it. Does that look clean? Yeah, clean enough. And then put it up against my face. Hey, how you doing? How's everyone? Yeah, I don't know what to say when I'm on the phone, actually. We're all texting nowadays. And there it is right there. You can see it there on my phone. I know that was kind of awkward, wasn't it? Okay. Another thing about this foundation, it can kind of go either way with me, really. It does come in a dropper form. You know, it doesn't bother me that much, but I have a feeling that it's gonna break. I don't think it's very sturdy. I mean, I'm bending it like that, so I'm wondering, like I said, how long it will take for it to break. Maybe it is pretty strong. It's Tom Ford. It's a high-end makeup. Maybe he made sure of that. Forgot to mention one thing. I probably should have said this in the beginning, but this is a Nordstrom exclusive. So you can pick it up at Nordstrom. You could also find it at Tom Ford, one of his stores, or on his website. So yeah, sorry, forgot to mention that. Should have mentioned that in the beginning. And the 7.0 is a little bit light, and the 7.7 is a little bit dark, and there's no shade in between. But I think towards the summer I will be more to this shade, 7.7. But really, I don't think it matters because I think I'm going to return them both. Again, I liked how this foundation was sitting on my face. It's very light. It's not settling anywhere. I really do like this foundation, but the only thing I don't like about it is that it makes me look oily and greasy. And that, no matter how many times I set it with powder or blot it, I just don't like that look. I mean, I don't mind a glow, but when it looks oily, shiny, greasy, that's when I'll say no. And for $87, that is a pricey foundation just to keep, just to use it at home or errands and just for a few hours. But to me, this is just to me, because of my oily combo skin, I don't think it's the right one for me. Maybe if you have dry, normal skin, it will work beautiful on you because it does sit on my face very nice. I do like this. I really so much wanted to like this foundation. I really wish it didn't look so oily at the end of the day, but It did, it does, and it will. Oh, how I really wanted you to give me that glow without the added shine, but it did give me that added shine. So yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to return them both. Sorry, Tom Ford. I don't know, I always want to say Tom Ford with that Texan twang. Tom Ford. I know, sorry. I have another foundation here by Tom Ford that I'm going to try, the stick foundation that I picked up from the Sephora haul. So yeah, I'm going to try that one. It is a stick foundation. It may also give me that shine too, but I just wanted to try it and see, because there could be a diamond in the rough there that won't do that. But this foundation, the Soleil Flawless Glow Foundation, doesn't work for me. Alright, you guys, I hope this review was helpful. I hope it wasn't too bad, too way out there for you guys. It sure kind of felt like it from this chair. But look, I do like this glow. It is pretty, but after a while it will get oily and greasy. I can already see it on my forehead right there, yeah. But anywho, again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this. And you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.